I was just trying to read Leviticus 4 here, and I've gone through a couple of attempts and need to do more. That's what I do to warm up my tongue before I'd read, and I didn't do it, so actually I was a little tongue-tied when I tried reading a few times. But as I was reading it, the Lord gave me a thought, so I thought, hey, I'll just make a video about it. You know how... Well, I've got a lot of Jewish friends on Facebook. I've been purposely befriending lots of Jewish folk, hoping that they'll come along for the hearing of God's Word. But I noticed they don't, just as many others don't. I have nearly 400 friends now on Facebook, and there's only one faithful guy who actually comes along and faithfully clicks like on the readings. And I can only hope that this one actually hears the readings and doesn't just come by and click like. But that's not for me to judge. I just appreciate the fact that he likes it and clicks like. That's encouraging to me. But, the Jewish folk who I've befriended, I see they've got their own... Okay, Christians have so many distractions. We all do. You got TV, you got baseball, that's my distraction. You got iPods, you got cell phones, you got DVDs, Blu-ray, just plain television and movies, and your cars, and, your places you go, and things you buy, and that's more junk you twiddle with, and, lots of pens to draw with, and cool little trinkets. This is my daughter's room. So I would never have a hang in there, little kitty cat hang in there, but I'm going to be evicted out of this room within the next few weeks too, and she's coming back. But little personal insights into family stuff while I make these videos too, might as well throw in. But I was thinking about the fact that, what do Christians have to do in order to get people to participate in churches and, Bible things and stuff? They have to make a lot of entertainment kind of stuff, have singers come, have special big Sundays, do different things. Well, I just realized, the Jews have their own feasts and their celebrations. But you recognize as we read, and I just recognized it myself here as reading this, there's a lot of details that aren't necessary anymore. God put the details in the offerings that the Jews don't do anymore. So I wonder if sometimes the Jewish folk might realize they don't participate in synagogue kind of things and all, because it's almost like, what's the point? We don't do any of that stuff anymore. And nobody stops and wonders why. Because they do still have the feasts and their celebrations, and they should be celebrations. But it's interesting. The Lord doesn't ordain how to celebrate. He doesn't say, take unto you, this kind of food and that kind of food and then these kind of things and do this kind of deal and all this stuff so that you can all have a good time together and celebrate. I mean, it's the details of the sacrifice. It's the details of the tabernacle and the temple and those things. All the other stuff has been added on, sort of like entertainment. The point has been missed. The sacrifices, the temple and tabernacle offerings were all for a point. Not so that you could turn it into some celebration that you don't even know what you're celebrating anymore, because you don't know what it all represents. It all represents the King of Kings and Lord of Lords. That, if you saw this in 3D, it might just look like a ratty little stick that's been painted with a bunch of little sticks stuck onto it, because that's really all it is. But when you see it through, 2D, and sometimes even when you point out what it is a bunch of sticks, it kind of looks like a jumbled bunch of sticks. But when you can actually see it for what it is, it's also dusty. But it's Jesus. Right there in plain sight for all to see. Yet some people, all they see is the humbleness of just a stick with a bunch of little sticks on it. See, if you look at it on my live stream viewfinder, you can read it more plainly.